there is a scarcity of roles or a scarcity of the skilled workers we need to meet that hiring demand in the AI context. Do you think that that's right?
First of all, I'm thrilled to be here, and especially on a day that shows some of the potential of AI and value creation that I believe we will continue to see in the market. I think when you talk about AI and talent and opportunity, we can't really underscore that we're just at the beginning of this massive wave. And today, we absolutely have deep specialists who have been living, breathing, sleeping AI for years. But what really matters right now is who has been doing on-the-ground generative AI applications built on top of these large language models. These models have only really been accessible to a broader population for a year. And so that population of people who really has the experience that companies actually need to do this well, to do this right, is limited.
Okay, what is Tribe seeing in the jobs market? We know jobs are being added in this context or industry, but what are the roles, right? All these companies are saying, we're using AI, but who are they hiring as a result of that?
Yeah, this is an incredibly interesting moment because I believe we are kind of at a real inflection point where the conversation around AI has been around efficiency, around cost cutting, and potentially the fears have been around job reductions. And I believe where we're headed is that there will absolutely be efficiency gains, but that's going to become table stakes. Where we're going is AI used for innovation, for product growth. Examples like ServiceNow using AI and already being able to cite quantitative value that it has contributed already millions of dollars to net new ACV. And this is where I think we have the potential to look at value creation from AI, not just on the bottom line and the top line, but also on jobs and opportunities for people that extend far beyond just the builders themselves, but also the people who are thinking about the commercial implications of these technologies, the legal and compliance implications, the operational challenges, the data and back-end engineering needs. There's so many pieces that we're really looking at AI as a new wave to how do you develop products and how do you commercialize those products? And that's the interesting conversation.
And it's also therefore interesting that basically you've gone in with a consultancy model, because it feels as though you have to be integrated into every single part of a business now. I mean, this is going up from the CEO and the CTO, but to basically people who are going to be practically using this. How do you get that buy-in from a company in every part?
You're exactly right, and I would actually say it starts even higher, which is at the board level. Mm-hmm. So right now, all the boards are yelling at their CEOs and saying, what's your AI strategy? All the CEOs are yelling at their team and saying, what's your AI strategy? And everyone's saying, I don't know.
Less yelling.
Yes, less yelling across the board. Maybe they're nicely asking. But the point is that every company today wants or needs to become an AI company, and they don't know how. And that's really where Tribe comes in. We can help meet and work with companies at every stage of that kind of adoption journey, and then work with them to build products that actually matter for their business, that really add real value to their companies, can showcase the success and make it really tangible rather than this, buzzword soup, and then get them on this sort of train or journey to continuing to invest in AI in ways that really make sense and do real things.
The demand is clear, and I'm sure your business is thriving on the back of it, but talk to us about the supply side issue. You've got to bring in the right engineers who I am sure are being offered plenty of permanent jobs at extraordinary offerings in terms of their salary. Why work with a Tribe AI? Why be a consultant? Why be a freelancer?
Yeah, this is a trend that I spotted years ago, which is that the people who really have the expertise, particularly in AI, have worked at just a handful of companies. Google, Amazon, Netflix, take your pick. Not everyone wants to stay at those companies, despite the cushy jobs and the large salaries. And especially right now in this moment of intense AI demand that you just described, the demand for these talented folks is off the charts. And so they have their choice of these very massive bloated salaries right now at these big companies, but that comes with a lot of bureaucracy. That comes with being tied up at that company and potentially some IP constraints, that they can't really innovate outside of their jobs. And if they are independent, what they come to Tribe for is the opportunity to really plug in on the work they're best at, to not do any of the boring meetings and bureaucracy stuff, but do the hard engineering that they know how to do better than anyone else, add a ton of value. And there's a lot of mutual value where companies are getting outsized value from working with the right AI engineers who have the on-the-ground experience to deliver value. And the AI engineers are getting tremendous learnings from working at the cutting edge and bringing these models to life in production at scale.